Dr. Joe. Welcome back to my new show on YouTube called Bring On 60. This is episode 2. I hope you all had a chance to catch episode 1 last week. The show is about my journey to becoming 60 years old this year and getting into the best shape of my life. And along the way, I'm going to be sharing my training, my nutrition, my injury prevention, all that fun stuff. So I'm on my way to the gym right now to do some training. After training today, just like last week, I'm going to do a weigh-in. I'm going to do a physique update. But before we get into any of that, I got my pre-workout drink. This is the favorite pre-workout drink of any 59-year-old Italian guy from Boston. It's coffee. Been drinking a cup of coffee to my workouts for the last 40 years, so I don't need any fancy pre-workout drinks. This Italian guy likes a good cup of coffee before he works out. So anyways, what I decided to do for this week's episode is I filmed some stuff along the way during the week, and that's what we're going to start with. Some pre-injury stuff that I do to keep this old body, training hard. And so every day I have this routine I go through for my kind of the warm up, my shoulders and my neck. And so I want to just share that pre-workout routine with you right now. Okay, so here's my current shoulder neck warm up that I've been doing more recently. It's always evolving, always changing. But anyways, anatomic position, I just stand, feet facing forward. I have my palms facing forward in anatomical position, standing up straight. And what I'm doing is first I just started off with some shoulder rolls. A lot of people, their scapulas, especially people around my age, scapulas aren't moving well. So I do about 15 shoulder rolls. I'm very deliberate with the motion where I'm squeezing the shoulder blades back, bringing them forward. So retracting, protracting, up, down, about 15 times. Do you get a lot of cracking, popping, clicking when you're my age? Of course you do, but it actually, you work through some of it. Sometimes I start doing these and there's a lot of cracking and popping, and by the time I'm done, most of it's gone away. So after about 15 of these, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. Once again, very deliberate motion here. Get things moving, gliding. Get those scapulas moving. So we go about 15 in the opposite direction. Okay, lack of scapular motion affects your shoulder joint just in general, moving it around. So, all right, so from here, now I do this protraction, retraction, or I should say retraction, protraction type of movement where I start with my hands really low and I squeeze back. And as I'm doing this back and forth, squeezing the shoulder blades back, letting them stretch forward. So retract, protract. I come up with the arms. Now my arms are actually straight. This is just purely scapular motion here. And as I come up, sometimes I hit that spot where my shoulder's making a lot of noise, a lot of clicking and cracking. And if I hit that spot, what I do is I'll stay on that spot for 4 or 5 repetitions, and most of the time it stops. So I've kind of got a little cracking and popping. It's gone away. So now I'm going to come up a little higher. I'm going to keep coming up until I get my arms overhead. And then I come back down. Once again, if I hit a spot where I can hear a little cricking, clacking right there, I'll spend a couple extra repetitions till it goes away. And I'll come all the way back down again. So how many times I do it, I actually don't even count. I just go from low to high, back down. Once I've done that, shoulders are feeling a little more warmed up. I do some neck ranges of motion. People neglect, your neck is a moving part. People say, oh, you shouldn't do this with you shouldn't move your neck. Why? These are normal motions of your neck, so I warm them up. So I start with just side to side. And I like to do these in front of a mirror a lot of times because I want to make sure that, I'm not doing any rotation as I'm doing lateral bending. I want to make sure that my head is in a neutral position. So if you're not used to doing this, do them in front of a mirror so that you're not doing any weird motions with your neck, and you can see that you're doing them correctly. So I go back and forth once again about 15 times. Now on the final motion, what I like to do going back and forth. I just go till I feel some tension. I'm not trying to pull, overstretch. And what I'll do on the final rep, I'll come over and now I'll just hang out here 10 or 15 seconds. A lot of times I just do 3 or 4 deep breaths, which is about probably 10 or 15 seconds. And I'll hang out, I'll feel a nice stretch down here, and then afterwards, then I'll come over to the other side. Just some deep breathing. Okay, and then I'll come back to neutral. Now I'll do rotation. And I'll get about 15 rotations of the neck. Just like that. You know, do I feel some grinding in there, some cracking in there? Yes. But you know what? You're better off keeping it moving. You know, the worst thing you can do, and we all get some type of arthritic change as we get older, and the worst thing you can do is not move. And as you do these, you're going to notice that, like I said, any grinding and cracking, it tends to just go away as you just keep moving. So I think this is super important to be doing. And at the last repetition, I'll just kind of hold it and I'll stretch. Once again, 3 or 4 deep breaths. And I'll hold it, nice stretch, and I'll come back the other way. And I'll hold it this way. Like I said, I'm kind of going a little faster than normal, but 10 or 15 seconds I hold it. Then I come back to neutral. Now I'm doing flexion and extension. These are all normal cervical ranges of motion. And you should all be doing this. You should all be getting your cervical spine motion every day. If you're not used to this, it might feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel like your neck is kinking on certain motions. It's like it doesn't feel good. It might be, but you just go nice and easy. And the more you do it, any places where you felt like your neck was getting stuck or wasn't moving well, you'd be surprised after a few days or a couple weeks how your neck is moving a heck of a lot better. And once again, on the final motions, I'm going to hold this position with my chin down towards my chest. And again, I'm going to come up and I'm going to hold back extension and just breathe through it 10 or 15 seconds this way. All right, next up is one of my favorite things too, is I'll do some lateral bending in like half circles. Bring my chin to my chest and all the way to the other side. Like I said, you know, if you don't do these, you might do this motion and it feels like you come through areas where it's just kinking up. Well, that's not good. It shouldn't kink up. It shouldn't lock up. This should be a nice motion for you. It's a normal range of motion, you know, where your neck is meant to move. And so I find this an awesome way to loosen up the neck. I'm just going through normal ranges of motion. So half circles this way. And then what I'll do is I'll come back to neutral, go to the side, and I'll take it all the way back and do half circles through extension. I mean, even at this point, there's some days where I start doing this and it may not feel all that great, but 99.9% of the time, by the time I'm done, my neck feels a lot looser, a lot better. It feels awesome. So some half rotations going this way. Nice, slow, and controlled. I'm not rushing this. I'm not forcing anything. If I do come back and I feel a little bit of a kink, I just come back again and just try to slowly work through it. I'm not forcing it. If I kink up, I'm not going to push through it. You know, this is all about just motion and relaxing and getting blood flowing, and it should feel really good. All right, so from that position now, from here, what I do is I do some what they call like chin tuck. So I bring my neck all the way out and I tuck it in, all the way out and I tuck it in. Just like that. Now I actually do about 20 of these, because then what I'll do is after I do about 20 of these are good for your posture. I like doing chin tucks. So I'm just jutting the head out and then coming back with it. So after I do about 20 of these, I just grab a band and now I add a little resistance to it. And what I do is I just hold my hands out like this I let the head come forward, and then from that position, now I tuck with some resistance. And again, I usually do about 20 or 25 of these. Just like that. Okay, so about 20 or 25 of these. Okay, so I find that few minutes it takes me to run through that shoulder and neck warm up, it really helps me out a lot. I mean, and I'll tell you, you know, shoulder and neck problems with training, especially as you get older, is so common. And believe me, the few minutes it takes to run through that routine, it's really worth every second. And I do that every single day before I train. Little injury update. I know last episode I talked a little bit about some of the injuries I've been kind of dealing with. I had that fall on a trail run a few weeks back, which affected my left shoulder and my right wrist. That's continuing to improve. I've still had this kind of achy right shoulder that was bothering me even before I fell. So that's been a little more of a problem. But overall this week, I had all good workouts. And in fact, I had a really good shoulder workout on Thursday. Probably one of the better shoulder workouts I've had in a long time. The left shoulder was feeling better, the right shoulder. I kind of paid for it a little bit later that evening, as you'll see right now. So it's about midnight, and I'm sitting here downstairs because I had to get out of bed because my shoulder was throbbing and I just can't get comfortable. So I grabbed the moist heating pad. I'm just going to put it on for a little while. Try to get this throbbing to stop. Stuff happens, you know. I had a really great shoulder workout earlier today, and I probably pushed it a little bit more than I should have because I was feeling so good. And I'm just kind of paying the price for it now. But you know what? I don't know. It just happens. Honestly, the way the shoulder workout was so good today that I think it's worth losing a little bit of sleep over. So I don't really mind. This stuff happens. I mean, it's just stuff you deal with. I'm sure it's going to feel awesome tomorrow. My shoulder is just, for some reason, it's throbbing right now. But I'm sure it's going to feel absolutely fine tomorrow. I'm going to stay down here probably about 20 minutes. And I got legs tomorrow, which is always been one of my favorite workouts. So we'll do some legs tomorrow. And you know, sometimes this stuff happens, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just push through. Like I said, it was the little bit of sleep I'm losing tonight was I think it was worth it because I had a really great shoulder workout earlier today, and where my shoulders had been giving me problems for a while, I really was psyched that I was able to get a good workout in today. And that's about it. So anyways, get some sleep. Have a good night. So last clip I have for you for this week's episode 2, before we get into our physique update and weigh-in, was an ab workout. You know, when I do abs, ab and core I should say, I do abs and core. I've mentioned them a bunch of times on my channel how I do abs and core every day. And right now what I try to do, I take 3 different exercises. I try to do 3 sets of each exercise. So anyways, I'm just sharing with you an ab core workout from the other day. All right, hitting some abs and core. Just finished a leg workout. It was a great leg workout. Legs are totally exhausted. Going to start off with some L raises on the dip bars. Right. I like to keep abs and core working, you know, moving. Just take a few breaths in between sets, and I try to get right back to it. As soon as like that burn goes away, I try to get back at it. Gotta always get your abs and core in. I try to do it every day. Get one more set in. Alright, so I'm going to try to keep this moving along quickly and move to our core. I'm just going to lower this down. Alright, I'm going to do some suitcase marches. So I have a dumbbell here. When you focus here. So what I'm going to do is just grab a dumbbell, hold it on one side. Just in place, marching in place from this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Come back down. We're going to switch arms. This is a great exercise, whether you walk with it, march in place. Every rep I'm activating the glute medius on one side and the quadratus lumborum, the QL on the opposite side. It's an awesome exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I consider that one set. You know, march 20 on one hand with the dumbbell in one hand, march 20 with the dumbbell in the other hand. Then we just go right back at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch hands again. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. That's 2 sets. Take a breath. I always do a lot of deep breathing when I'm training. It's great to do. You want to always be breathing deeply. Shallow breathing is so bad for your health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm always doing deep breathing between sets. Instead of timing myself, like a lot of people will time themselves, say 60 seconds between sets. What I do is I might do 30 deep breaths between sets or 20 deep breaths between sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Awesome. All right. Moving into one last exercise here. I usually like to take 3 exercises and do 3 sets Yeah, remember, I'm doing this like every day, I don't miss I'm gonna switch this setting here. I don't miss a chance to do abs or core. That's like a daily thing. You do it every day when you're done training. I do it at the end, but you know, it's a daily thing, so there's no missing core or ab work. Okay, end of the bench, legs are out. I call these just straddle lifts off the edge of the bench. I lift up and go up and down like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Couple breaths. Again, this is a little different. You know, I like doing some straddle stuff. It kind of nails you on the obliques. I don't know. It's just a little different hit on the whole abdominal area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's all variety. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 18, 19, 20. I really don't care about the amount of reps. It's all about the burn. And pretty much as soon as I try to let that burn go away and I just get into the next set. I think I can get to 20. 16, I know I can. 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. This is why you can do abs every day, man. It's like, what did that whole thing take me? I did 9 sets, 5 minutes. I mean, you know, it's like no excuses. I mean, there's no reason why you can't get your ab and some core in every day. So anyways, hope you enjoyed that. So that was a good ab core workout from the other day. You know, when you do it every day, I don't feel like I don't spend much time on ab and core because I'm working it consistently. I change up the exercises constantly. I mean, there's so many different ab and core exercises that I incorporate. I mean, that was just an example of one workout. I mean, I do it different ways. Sometimes I just superset everything. Sometimes I do each exercise separately. The key is to get it in. And just a little tip for everybody. If I always do my ab and core work at the end of my workout, and if you're someone who does it at the end, but you're finding that you've rushed on time and you're finding that you're skipping your ab and core workout, then don't do it at the end. Like, I do it at the end because I know I do it at the end. Like, I don't skip it. I know I'm going to do it. But if you really are on a tight schedule and you're noticing that you're skipping it once a week, you skip it twice a week, you're skipping it 3 times a week, then don't put it at the end. Do it first. You know, do your ab and core workout first. Make sure you get it done. And the best way to make sure you get it done is to just do it first. I've done that many times when I've had to. I mean, but right now I've been doing it at the end. I never miss my ab and core workout. I just consider that so important for so many reasons. In particular, at this point in my life, I just find it so important because it's such an injury prevention for me to have a strong ab area, strong core, and so if any of you out there watching this and you're anywhere near my age, don't skip your ab and core workout. Don't skip it. So do it first if you have to. So anyways, I'm on my way in, gonna train, and then before we end the video, I will end with another weigh-in, physique update, and in the coming episodes we'll do some more stuff. And by the way, bring your questions, submit them. I'll answer everybody back, and every week I'd like to, if there's any real good questions that come around, I'll answer them on the show too. So anyways, I'm going to tune out because we're just about at the gym. Going to get a great workout in, and then we'll be tuning back in with the physique update. Okay, just had an awesome workout. It was great. Really feel great. Did get a weigh-in compared to last week. Last week, I weighed in at a whopping 144.4 pounds. So let's see where we are this week. $145. So I weighed in the same with shorts and a t-shirt last week. So 145 may just be what I ate for breakfast this morning. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to be tracking it every week. But the weigh-in today was 145. Let's get a physique update here. With the hip tightness, I've been a little limited on cardio. I'm just starting to ramp up some running mileage and stuff. So, but my plan is to slowly start ramping back up the cardio. Not too much at the beginning here. I mean, it's early on in the year. I mean, like I said, this is all about getting into great shape for my 60th birthday, but that's not till September. So we got a long road ahead of us. So let's just kind of see where we're at. Physique wise, 145 pounds. Getting a few poses here. It's good to actually end the workout with some posing. It feels good. All right, feels good to run through some poses. Actually, it's good to squeeze everything after a good workout. So anyways, I know we got a long road ahead till we get to 60, but I'm gonna keep banging it out every week. I'm gonna do what I can. I wanna get into the best shape of my life, so I hope everyone keeps following along every week with the program. Feel free, send in your questions, send in your comments. I'm all ears. I'll get back to people. I don't care whether they're good, bad, whatever type of comments, just send them in, and we'll be back in with another episode of Bring On 60 next week.